If it says it makes 10 tamales, but they're really good, is that enough for 2 people? And welcome back to Cliffy Land. This is weekend country number 68 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Guatemala. Guatemala is located in Central America. It's bordered by the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. It has Belize and Mexico to its north and Honduras and El Salvador to its south. It has a vast cuisine which is very influenced by the Maya tradition with a hint of the Spanish, which has to do with the people who live there and the history of the country. In fact, there are so many recipes that it made it really hard to pick just a couple. In fact, one of the specialties of Guatemala is tamales. There are literally hundreds of recipes for tamales in Guatemala, and they vary in that they have different things in them, or they're cooked in different wrappers like plantain leaves or corn husks. They may use different kinds of corn, they may have different colors, they can be red, they can be black. So like I said, it made it really hard to pick just a few things. In fact, this is the same problem we had when we tried this last time, so let's see how things went then. Well, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I was, like I said, flummoxed about what to pick. I wound up picking 3 separate dishes and cooking on 2 separate nights. Spoiler alert, this is the same thing that we decided to do this time as well. For the first night, we wound up making Hilachas, which is sort of a beef and potato stew. That came out wonderfully with the rice as a side dish. Looking forward to that one again. And on the main night, or second night, we wound up making Guatemalan tamales with an Ancho chili sauce. And alongside that, we made a Picado de Rábano, which is a radish salad with the shortest recipe you'll find on any of these videos. Now, when I did the tamales last time, I had never done tamales before, and I misread the instructions or misunderstood them a few different ways. So they came out okay, but certainly not as great as they possibly could have because, you know, I'd never done it before. We're gonna fix that this time. So first we have to see what goes into those 3 different recipes. First, for our hilachas, we'll need 2 pounds of beef flank or skirt steak, cubed, and 5 cups of water, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 onion chopped, 1 cup of tomatoes chopped, you may also use canned tomatoes, 1 cup of chopped tomatillos, 2 to 3 guajillo chilies warmed over a flame, de-seeded and chopped, salt and pepper to season, 1 pound of potatoes peeled and chopped, 2 to 3 carrots peeled and chopped, a half a cup of breadcrumbs, and 1 bunch of cilantro chopped, and optionally 2 tablespoons of achiote paste. Then for our Guatemalan tamales with Ancho chili sauce, we'll need 1 cup plus 3 tablespoons of canola oil, 1 pound piece of boneless pork shoulder, kosher salt to taste, 4 plum tomatoes cored and roughly chopped, 3 cloves of garlic roughly chopped, 2 ancho, also known as poblano, chilies, stemmed, seeded, and roughly chopped, 1 small white onion roughly chopped, 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 13 14-inch by 14-inch pieces of fresh or frozen and thawed banana leaves, trimmed of hard edges, rinsed and patted dry. Optionally, 1 tablespoon of achiote paste, 2 cups of masa harina, corn flour for the tamales, preferably the Maseca brand, 1 cup of rice flour, 1/4 cup of capers rinsed, 15 to 20 large pitted green olives, and half a red bell pepper cored, seeded, and thinly sliced. And finally, for our Picado de Rábano, or Guatemalan radish salad, we'll need about 1 pound of radishes trimmed and sliced into thin rounds, about 1/4 cup of mint finely chopped, 3/4 of a cup of sour or bitter orange juice if you can find it, otherwise use half a cup of orange juice mixed with 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and salt and pepper to taste. This sounds like it's gonna be really good. Let's see how the cooking went. Go! In a large saucepan, bring water to a boil over medium heat and add salt and the beef. Reduce the heat to low and simmer for 1 to 1.5 hours until the beef is very tender. When time is up, drain the beef, preserving the liquid, and when cool enough to touch, shred the beef with your fingers and set aside. While the beef is simmering in a food processor, place onion, tomatoes, tomatillos, and chilies, and puree, adding water if needed. Set aside. Heat the oil in a large pot over medium heat. Add the onion tomato puree. Simmer until the puree is cooked down and darkens somewhat in color, about 10 minutes, being careful not to let it burn. Add the shredded beef and about 3 cups of the broth and season with salt and pepper. Simmer for about 15 minutes, and when time is up, stir in the potatoes, carrots, and a little more broth or water if necessary. Simmer until the potatoes and carrots are cooked through, about 15 to 20 minutes. Stir in the breadcrumbs to thicken the sauce, stir in the chopped cilantro, adjust the seasoning, and serve hot with rice or corn tortillas on the side. Heat 2 tablespoons of oil in a skillet over medium-high heat. Season the pork with salt. Cook, turning occasionally until browned, about 10 to 12 minutes. Remove from heat and let cool. Cut the pork into 3 to 4 inch long slices about ½ inch thick and set aside. Make the chili sauce. Into a food processor, place the tomatoes, garlic, chilies, onions, and a 1/4 cup of water. Puree, and heat 1 tablespoon of oil in a saucepan over medium-high heat, and slowly add the puree, vinegar, sugar, and salt. Bring to a boil, reduce the heat to medium-low, simmer, stirring occasionally until thick, about 40 minutes. Then set the sauce aside. Toast 10 banana leaves in a skillet or over a burner. Do one at a time until softened and pliable. Transfer to a plate. Alternately layer leaves dull side up with 14-inch squares of foil. Trim the protruding leaves. Then make the corn flour dough. In a bowl, mix 1 quart of warm water and the achiote paste. Mash the paste with your fingers to dissolve. Then add the masa harina, rice flour, the remaining oil, and 2 tablespoons of salt. Whisk, and transfer the mixture to a medium pot. Cook over medium-high heat, whisking constantly. Cook until the dough is thick and pulls away from the sides of the pot about 6 to 8 minutes. Keep stirring until your arm falls off. Transfer the dough to a bowl, then assemble the tamales. Place about ½ cup of dough in the middle of a banana leaf, form the dough into a 4-inch square, and top with 2 pieces of pork, 4 to 5 capers, 1 to 2 olives, 2 slices of bell pepper, and about 2 tablespoons of the chili sauce. Fold the sides over the filling to make a snug package and set aside. Repeat the process with the remaining ingredients until 10 tamales are made. Pour about 1 inch of water into a deep wide pot. Place a large collapsible steamer. Line the steamer with the 3 remaining banana leaves. Arrange the tamales in the steamer, standing them upright. Cover the pot and boil. Reduce the heat to medium, and steam the tamales until firm and cooked through, about 40 to 50 minutes. Into a large pot, place the radishes, mint, and sour orange juice or orange lemon juice mix, and season with salt and pepper. Toss well, cover and refrigerate before serving. Uncover the pot. Scoop the salad into ramekins. Extract the tamales from the pot. Plate the tamales. Unwrap the packages and discard the leaves. Plate the salad alongside. White plates and serve. How'd that all turn out? Well, it was a week of super delicious food, let me tell you. First, the hilachas. It was a wonderful stew. It had that great achiote flavor. I may have cut the beef a little bit too small, but it was just really great with the rice. It was wonderful. We had it, several nights. I'm gonna give the hilachas 4 out of 5 globes. It was a really hearty, great stew. One of the best we've had for Latin America so far. But on to the main night. First, the picado de rábano. Like I said, the fastest, shortest recipe you'll find on any of these videos. Though it was really fresh, the radishes were nice and crunchy, and that flavor of the sour orange really gave it a nice, interesting flavor. I'm gonna give that one 4 out of 5 globes. It was unique, just super simple. But on to the star of the show, the tamales. They were absolutely exquisite. They were delicious. The flavor of the achiote came through. That chili sauce had an amazing flavor. The pork was nice and tender, and the vegetables made a nice complement to it, along with the capers and the olives. I just can't say enough good things about it. In fact, fact, we each thought we would have only one. I wound up having 3 at once because they were so good. So I guess those leftovers won't last as long as I thought they would. You don't even have to guess. The Guatemalan tamales with the ancho chili sauce gets 5 out of 5 globes. A superb dish. If you have the time, make it. You'll be really happy you did. So that does it for Guatemala. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week when we head back to Africa, when we start the second half of the African countries and the food of Guinea. It's gonna be really good. Tune in. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe if you'd like to be advised when these videos are posted. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food I'm cooking, please feel free to sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the original recipes can be found in the About section. And if you like what you see, share it. It would be nice. Till next time, thanks for watching and happy eating!